So we got a special one for you today. Have you ever struggled with flipping your wing and how to get it back into your hands to get back going after a wipeout or when you're learning? We're gonna give you every tip we can, proper ways to flip your wing so you can get up and learn this beautiful sport or make it easier for you. So tune in, here we go.
Thank you so much for coming back. We love you guys. We appreciate all of the support, the comments, the subscribe, the likes. So thank you so much.
The hugs.
And today is an exciting topic because I never struggle wing foiling, but I know people do sometimes, which
not me.
It's not, yeah, I don't know who, but we are just trying to help people. We don't quite understand that. But yeah, so today we're gonna help you how to flip your wing, because one of the mistakes or one of the things that happen when you get into wing foiling and throughout your progression, it will happen. You are riding all along and then the wing tip catches in the water, you fall, and now your wing is in the water on its back. So let's learn how to flip it. We have two techniques that we're gonna introduce to you. Let's cover it.
All right, so what I'm gonna go over is a technique that, let's break it down. So all these techniques change when you have a bigger board or a smaller board. Now, one thing we just want to say that both these techniques can be beneficial for, and this is something for you guys to take into consideration, whether I have a high volume board or a low volume board. You still kind of want to either straddle the board, if you can. If it's super big, you know, you can climb on it, but I would say if you can straddle that board and sit on that board, it's gonna make your life a lot easier to flip these wings. Now, obviously, if you have a low volume board, you're gonna be underwater, makes things even harder, makes things tippier, but in general, that's gonna help you out to start a flip. Now, the first one I'm gonna show you is flipping your wing from the center. Now, we all know what it's like. I'm riding along, I hit the wingtip, boom, game over. So here I am, I crash off my board, I'm in the water, what do? So I would be in my water, I would straddle my board, I would try to be, if the wind's at my back, I would try to be sideways to the wind. The wing is gonna do whatever it wants to do. Now what I'm gonna try to do is, I'm gonna grab the center here, and I'm gonna try to put pressure on this wing, on this leading edge, and I'm gonna try to just slowly push with my hand, but I'm gonna push this end into the wind so that hopefully that wind lifts it and it actually does it for me. Now, this is a little more advanced. I believe it works well with smaller wings. When you have a really large wing, this can be a little bit challenging to get that push because you have a lot more wing to cover. But something really important as we go over both these tips, which Gwen will go over the other one, is really make sure to use the wind to your advantage. So if the wind is blowing at my back right now, if I try to flip this like this, the wind's hitting it and pushing it down. So if I actually turn it, the wind will actually help me without doing too much work. So just know that use the wind to the best of your abilities to help you flip these wings. Should help you a lot. But one more time, I'm down in the water, I'm gonna take this hand, I'm gonna push, and it's gonna literally flip itself like this, and I'm still holding the center so that I can go from my straddled position. I can either get on my knees or I can go to standing, and I can take that wing right up and I can take off. So now we crash again. What's the next one?
Well, one thing I would like to add is, like you said, bigger size, like flipping a 6, a 7, an 8, that way is going to be harder for sure. So, and then for when I'm on a sinker board, I actually don't use that method as well. I use that one that I'm going to show you right now. So this method is basically, you know, you are connected to your leash, you're going to move to the wingtip, and again, you can use the wind to lift it, and it's gonna flip it. Now you go back to the middle and you have your wing. It's maybe an extra step because you have to go to the wingtip and then let the wind flip it, go back to the center, But I find it like for bigger size and when I'm on the sinker board, this is the method that works the best. So I would say practice it on the beach, but when you do practice it on the beach, get down low because that's the clearance that you're gonna have when you are in the water. Don't just do it standing up. That's kind of cheating because you won't be doing that in the water. So yeah, again, that technique is pretty simple. Go to the tip, let the wind help you, flip the wing, go back to the handle, and now you are ready to go.
And an important tip that we should add is when your wing is like this, what you don't want to do is when I'm down, I recommend this one. I really believe this one's the best, is work your way to a corner. But what I would say is don't try to flip it the opposite way. You always want to flip it leading edge up so that the wind can actually grab it, because we do see people where they'll have it and they'll go to the wingtip, but they'll try to flip it this way into the wind. So you want to make sure always let that wind help you, and it can totally weather vane out. So then now I can work my way back, just pulling down that leading edge so I can get right back to the center. Game on, ready to go for my next little crash. A very important point that came up from Gwen's beautiful half, Katie, behind the camera, who is learning right now.
Her arms are too short. And so...
So she was going to spin this wing and her leash was pulling so tight because she was on such a large wing. What I would say is, if that leash is really, really tight, it's gonna be a little bit harder, but what I would say is, just try to angle, if you can, get that wing in to that wind, and it's literally gonna help you flip it. Now, you may have some tension like this right here, and you just gotta let that wind use it to help you get it around.
Yeah, well,
wind is key.
One thing is, once you have the leash, let's say if you are in a situation where it's too tight and you can't quite reach the wing tip, let's say my leash is on my left hand, then maybe I don't go for the left wingtip because then that's the least clearance I will have. Maybe I go for the other one so my hand can stay closer to the middle and my right hand that doesn't have the leash maybe can reach it. So if that is your situation and your leash is tight, don't go for the side that's gonna extend the leash the most. Go for the side where that hand with the leash can stay more to the middle, and now you can do it.
What he said right there is super key. You know, we talk about these videos, we talk about these tips a lot. Man, I highly recommend, and I know Gwen recommends this more than ever, go to the beach and just act like you're crashed and flip this wing 100 times before you even go into the water. It is gonna be a world of difference than if you go and you try to figure out your first times on the water. You'll literally just end up downwind. You'll have fun, but work on the beach, put some time in. This is gonna expedite that learning curve, make your whole progression a lot faster, a lot more fun. And please leave your comments, leave your tips to help others here in this video, because these are just some ways that we've learned. Not saying they're the perfect ways, but they're ways that we've tried, we feel like are pretty good. So we'd love to hear your way, and we can share it with others. And on that note, we're gonna leave a really special message today, because we have the beautiful Katie behind the camera who's helping us today. And we wanna give a shout out to all those beautiful, wonderful wives, sisters, loved ones, women out there who do so much for us men, and we take advantage of it a lot of times, and we're super sorry. We love you, so we want to give a huge shout out to all the women out there. We love you, and
yeah, that's it. Katie is learning how to wing, and so she has never done anything else on the water. She has not done surfing, no wind sport experience, and she's doing it. So if she can do it, you can do it. And in the end, it's the process. It's always gonna be about, like, you're gonna run into a problem and you're gonna have to figure out how to fix it. So that's the process. We're gonna help you through that process. That's why we make all of these videos. But you have to go out there and you have to experience it for yourself. And you're gonna find tricks that maybe we didn't think about, maybe because maybe we didn't have that problem. So it is your turn, once you figure something out that we haven't figured out, to share it. Maybe it's, you don't have to make videos, but maybe it's on the beach. Share everything, because the goal is to help other people. That's it.
That's it.
So on that note, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. We always say
Come on.
it, but we're gonna say it
Hello?
again.